Hey guys, you're here with Bo and welcome to my review of Cardano. So first up guys, what is Cardano? Well, Cardano is a blockchain platform similar in terms of its context to say Neo or to say Ethereum. It's a platform that will allow decentralized applications to be built on it. Now the platform itself, or the blockchain, has multiple layers and it has been built with mass scalability, transaction speed, and security in mind. Now, Cardano in itself is trying to be seen as credible, both in terms of the users or the market that they're trying to penetrate. So they're really aiming towards sort of the financial services industry, but government as well. And they've actually built in spaces for regulators to have what they need, because as blockchains grow, as more and more of these companies start to come out, the regulations are only going to grow as well. So Cardano have kept that in mind when building this platform from the ground up. My first impression, highly professional. Information overload, transparent, credible. Cardano is founded by academics, engineers, scientists, following the typical sort of academic procedure in terms of having things peer-reviewed, high quality. I mean, Cardano has been so well thoroughly thought out, so well documented, so well reviewed. It really is just an information overload in a positive way. They've thought of absolutely everything, and the sense I get when doing this research is they're very transparent in everything. And just about everything they do, there is just so much information that is available for anyone to research, which is a real positive. Now, also my first impression is there's a lot of value in Cardano from the get-go. And what I mean by that is they've already got a wallet, working wallet, which at the moment is currently still syncing. It's called Daedalus. Now, Daedalus, this wallet, aims to be a universal wallet. So at the moment you can see they're working on Bitcoin and Ethereum. But it actually aims to be a universal wallet. And one thing that impressed me straight off the bat was the wallet itself is going to be a platform in itself that's going to allow third-party developers to exploit some of the capabilities of the wallet itself, to add different functions, to add different features. The wallet itself has got an 8-person team working on it, but that's available to download and use right now. So the platform has got almost immediate value in terms of deliverables, which is above many other cryptocurrencies out there. So they also have their own debit card. Right now you can get a Cardano debit card and actually spend your ADA cryptocurrency right now. So first up, one of the strengths is Cardano is a platform. Like many other successful cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, such as EOS, such as Neo, the value comes in the ecosystem growing as more applications are built on the system. So because it's a platform, because it's an ecosystem, there is potential for huge value in the long run, especially if it's a technologically superior platform that is built with the future in mind, which Cardano has actually done. Now, Cardano also uses a public blockchain explorer. Now, this is a strength because I like this about cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, like Bitcoin. You can see what's going on in the network. Another strength, as I mentioned earlier in my first impressions, was just the abundance of resources. So you can see straight up here on the website, 5 languages: Russian, Korean, Chinese, Japanese, and English. So Cardano, you can see it's got 3 major Asian countries it's targeting, but the languages and the information available to you on the website is enormous. Now Cardano, interestingly, has actually been built with social and community engagement, strategy, and development in mind. So they actually get the cultural side of cryptocurrencies, which a lot of people don't. A lot of people just look at the technology and think that just because there's a technologically superior platform that it's going to be number one. The cultural side of cryptocurrencies is really important, and Cardano get that, and they've built that into the system. And they've built that into their system by doing something similar to Dash, where they've included a decentralized trust. A decentralized trust where users can vote by ballot system where funds are used. So if funds need to be used somewhere, then the users of the system can actually vote on where those funds are actually going to be used. Now, given Cardano has been built by academics and engineers, they've actually built into the Cardano business model the requirement for developments to be peer reviewed. Now, that's another major strength because you're getting objective opinions from a group of people on potential changes to the system. So, having been a project manager on new technology development projects a few years ago, I had to go through peer reviews with some of the information or the operational standards that I was developing. I had to go through a peer review process. It was challenging, but that peer review process brought out so many improvements in the procedures that I was working on. So it is a very important function. It is time consuming, but you end up with a very high quality product at the end. Now, Cardano want to avoid issues like the Bitcoin forks, which have a real negative flow-on effect to all the communities and especially people new to cryptocurrencies who are confused and who see these forks and the disruption to the community as a potential risk, and it destroys confidence. So Cardano have kept that in mind and have seen that and have used the lessons learned from things like Bitcoin to try and bring in a voting system for the users, like a user-based voting system where it's a democratized way of implementing certain updates. So things will be given to the community, certain updates will be given to the community for the community to vote on. Cardano are going to use a new proof-of-stake protocol called Ouroboros. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly, or Ouroboros. Now, Ouroboros was developed, it's a new proof-of-stake system that was developed and released in the white paper you're seeing in front of you. But this white paper is extensive, high quality academic paper, 54 pages I think. This is a new proof-of-stake system that's been developed. I read through some of it. Part of the system itself is, part of its objectives are to be highly efficient using low energy when compared to Bitcoin's, say, proof-of-work system. And they're using a lot of protocols in it that produce randomness, and that adds to the security of the proof-of-stake system itself. Now, this proof-of-stake system is a pretty big deal because it's actually been presented, or it's being included at the Crypto 2017 conference. Now, this isn't particularly a cryptocurrency conference, it's a cryptology conference. There's been 37 of them, so you've got credibility again. You'll have leading experts in cryptology, probably blockchain and cryptocurrency there as well. So they've taken this proof-of-stake system on board, which just adds to, again, the credibility and the innovative nature of this new proof-of-stake system. Now, Cardano also has a really clear and outlined value proposition. Now, the value proposition for the cryptocurrency itself is ADA, is based on, or is called the Cardano Settlement Layer, or CSL. Now, Cardano is going to support two sets of scripting languages. One is called Simon, the other one is called Plutus. One for each of the settlement layers, and these have been purpose-built for Cardano. So think of it as analogous to Solidity for Ethereum. Now, I assume people will have to learn this new scripting language, but the benefit of building a purpose-built scripting language for their platform is they'll be able to maximize its capabilities and its flexibility on what can actually be designed on Cardano. Now, it's also going to provide support for sidechains. It's going to support multiple types of signature, including quantum-resistant signatures for higher security, support multiple user-issued assets, and work to achieve true scalability, meaning as more users join, the capabilities of the system increase. Now, Cardano actually consists of three major stakeholders. One being the Cardano Foundation, which is like a high-level body tasked on overall governance and developing standards and processes to try and standardize the development of both Cardano and blockchains as well. So they're actually trying to build some standards for developing blockchains. Now, there's also input-output. Now, input-output is the company contracted to actually build Cardano itself, and we'll go a little bit more into input-output soon. And there's also Emergo, if I've pronounced that correctly. So these are the three major stakeholders for Cardano. So it shows that there's some weight behind it, and there's a lot of individual stakeholders in terms of resources within each of these three stakeholders. So input-output is the actual team working on Cardano, and it's being run by Charles Hoskinson and Jeremy Wood. Now, I'm not going to go into each of the team members, but they all speak for themselves in terms of their strengths. You've only got to look at the letters next to their names. PhDs across the board, very academically rich team, massive team, very credible. We're just going to have a little bit of a look at Charles Hoskinson because he has a very interesting background. So Charles Hoskinson, he's the CEO at Input-Output. He's actually been around in cryptocurrencies and blockchain since 2013, and I say in this channel quite a bit, not many people have been involved in cryptocurrencies for that long. You'd be surprised at how many founders of new cryptocurrencies would probably only have a couple of years under their belts in the cryptocurrency world. Charles, he's been around for a number of years, and he was actually the CEO of Ethereum. So the way I read this is Charles has taken all the lessons learned. He's taken all the issues that have happened on different cryptocurrencies over the past few years, and he's refined them, or he's improved on all those issues with Cardano. But Charles is also a good speaker. He's done a TEDx talk. I watched about 3/4 of it. For someone with such a technical background as him, he's actually a good speaker as well. So looking to Cardano's social side, which I do see as a strength with different platforms, because communities are huge in cryptocurrencies as well. Their Twitter, 9,700 followers. Not bad. Their Reddit, they have 7,343 readers. Now, if we compare that to similar sort of decentralized application platforms in terms of their social media followings, we have Neo has 137,000 followers on Twitter, 41,000 followers on Reddit. Ethereum, 212,000 followers on Twitter and 173,000 readers on Reddit. Now, Cardano is new. They're new. They're really only just released. They're only just releasing these developments now. They're only just coming into the limelight now. I'm sure the community will follow. Ethereum and Neo have had a lot longer, a lot more rungs on the board to build those communities. But it is a good gauge of the general market support level for a particular cryptocurrency. Alright, so that's the strengths of Cardano. So what about the weaknesses? Well, I'll be quite honest here, guys. These weaknesses are really nitpicking. I mean, I'm really clutching at straws with these weaknesses, so take them as they are, alright? But the first one is, in a way, I kind of think that they're ahead of their time. And what I mean by that is the culture in cryptocurrencies is interesting. Cardano brings a level of professionalism. It brings a level of academia. It brings a level of this tie into wanting to have the platform ready for government regulations. So they could be a little bit ahead of their time, maybe. Again, I'm nitpicking, and that's just my general feel. You can take that for what you want. Another weakness, perhaps, is maybe they've started a little bit too late. And again, we're so early in overall cryptocurrencies, I'm nitpicking here. But you've got Ethereum, which has the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, massive organization of supporting companies that back Ethereum. So Ethereum has had a lot of time to build its market capital, to build its community, to build its foundation or its organization of supporters and followers. Cardano is playing catch up, regardless of the technological superiority. they're playing catch up. Now, another weakness is they have a huge circulating supply of 45 billion tokens. Now, don't get me wrong, I have no doubt that the token supply is strategic. There's a reason it's high. It could be to try and keep the cryptocurrency stable. What I mean by that is it takes huge trading volumes to really move the price. This could be strategic. This could be strategic to show more credibility to the platform and also look years and years and years down the track. Because as the market capital of all cryptocurrencies grow, I mean, the market cap right now is 341 billion. It's not even half that of Apple. It's not even half that of Apple. So the companies with large token supplies 10 years down the track, when cryptocurrencies are worth trillions of dollars, it will be less important. It will still make a difference, but it may be less important. So perhaps that's their thinking here, is by the large token supply, they're thinking decades down the track. So what about the opportunities? Well, Cardano has a lot of opportunities here. And one is to bring credibility and industry level high standards to cryptocurrencies. And I know people battle too with regulations in cryptocurrencies because the decentralized nature is tied into philosophical and ideological values around cryptocurrency, and that's fantastic. But certain cryptocurrencies will need or will require some form of regulation in the future. I see that as a no-brainer, especially if they're going to be adopted by government agencies. So platforms like Cardano that have this in mind are opening themselves up to multiple markets. And if they're on side of the government, they're potentially positioning themselves very well in the future as well. So they could also be the main decentralized application for government and the financial services industry. They could become the number one for that niche. You might have Ethereum, which is in general private industry, and then you might have Cardano, banking, finance, government. There's an opportunity to fill that gap. They've also got the opportunity to implement and have effective the most efficient proof of stake system to date, basically setting the standard for new blockchain companies to come in terms of their proof of stake system. Like, that will be the standard. Low cost, efficient, proof of stake. This is the best, and this is what all the other platforms will strive to achieve. They also have the opportunity to develop standards for blockchain architecture, protocols, operation, usability, all that stuff through that Cardano Foundation. So they have the opportunity to bring blockchain and cryptocurrencies more to the mainstream, more to the academic side. So onto the threats. Now, pretty clear, one of their threats is Ethereum. Ethereum is massive already. Again, we spoke earlier, we have the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance already. Ethereum is enormous. It's the second biggest cryptocurrency by market capital. It's a beast. So that is a threat. That is absolutely a threat. There's also EOS. Now, EOS is another decentralized application in development. It seems at the moment that Cardano's got a head start. They've got the wallet done, they've got the card, got the roadmap, which they've got some developments coming next year. But EOS is another threat. I think what will happen in the future is there'll be a number of different decentralized applications that will fill a market need. I don't think one will win. I think one will always be the market leader. Which one that is, who knows? But I do think there will be room for multiple decentralized application platforms and ecosystems in the future. So guys, that is it for my review of Cardano. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, likes are always really appreciated. If you want to know more, then there's always links to everything I discuss in these videos down in the description. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'm Bo, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.